Hello. Hello, Mika Mika. Hello, Papa. Hello, Florida Red. So let me tell my guest that I'm on. Give me 1 second, you all. Okay, let me copy the link. All right, I copied the link. All right. I'm so sorry, y'all. Okay. I got everything together now. I copied the link. Hello, Miss Tawana. Thank you, Miss Mika Mika. Hello, Miss Penny. Hello, Miss Cassandra. Hello, Miss Faye. Hello, Miss Shalonda. Hello, retired teacher. Hello, Miss Deborah. So I think I have the link up. I'm just waiting on my guest. I got one guest here. Hey, baby, I see you in the back. I'm just waiting on everybody else to join. So today I have some gentlemen on here. We're going to talk about some relationship things. We're going to talk about what men actually want to see in their relationship. We have some men that are in relationships. We have some men that are single. We have married men. And so we're going to ask them what they want out of relationships, what they're looking for in women. Of course, y'all know I got my notes, I got my questions. And so I'm just waiting for them to come in. I have notified them that I'm on. And one said, give him a second. The other one is on. So I have one in the back that's waiting. So I'm just waiting for them all to join us. So let's just talk amongst each other while they come in slowly but surely. Miss Florida Red said nothing but greatness to all for National Gratitude November. Absolutely. Hello, Miss Sharon. Hello, Miss Miranda. Miss Faye said, greetings, Miss Mika. Hope all is well with you and yours. Much love it is. Let's see. Okay, he's still back there. Don't leave me, baby. Okay. Some people fell off actually. It's hard to get everybody in at the same time, at the same place, but we gonna rock and roll with who we have, and we gonna make it do what it do. Hello, Miss Michelle, how are you? So we gonna make it do what it do with who we have and what we have. um I'm just gonna bring you in. I'm gonna bring you in, baby. Hey, boo.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
Great. How you doing?
I'm good, baby. I'm just gonna bring you into the rest of the gentlemen get in. They slow rolling in. If you want to introduce yourself to the cousins, you may.
Okay. Well, I'm D Gun, like it says. I'm the single one. So I'm the single guy who's never been married, who wants a relationship at the end of the day.
And just to let you know, these are all of my friends. I know these gentlemen in real life. We all have a connection. Hello, Miss Ali. How are you? We all have a bond in real life. These are people who know me personally. Hey, Jay Gill, baby. So they know how I can be. They know I'm sarcastic. They know I'm slick at the mouth. They ain't new to me, cousins. So we gonna pop off. Y'all can ask questions in the chat if you have questions for the gentleman. As always, and I know I don't have a problem with you all. Please keep it respectful. Like I said, he is the single one. So ladies, he is the single one. Hint, hint. But we are going to have some married men on here, some men that's in a relationship. So please keep that in mind. But Mr. Gunn is the single one. So if you want to shoot your shot, shoot your shot. He is in Detroit. Detroit represent. We do have some Detroit cousins that's in the chat too. Hello, Miss Deborah. Deborah, what you laughing at, Miss Deborah? Miss Deborah, what you laughing at? You gonna shoot your shot, Miss Deborah? You misbehaving already. They, I'm just gonna say, I don't have no ugly friends now. I'm just saying. Let me see what the slow roller's doing. Let me he say. I have been on for a while. Hold on.
Hmm.
Miss Sorter Red said, "What is your age?" Gun.
What's up?
Miss Florida Red said, "What's your age, baby?"
I'm 40 years old. I'll be 41 next week
He is 40 years old. He will be 41 next week on the 12th, right?
on the 10th.
10th.
Yep. 11, 10.
If they want to shoot their shot, girl. Miss Yolanda Brown. Hey, Ma. Hello, Miss Carolyn. Miss Florida Red said, may I ask his age, right? Okay, I got that. Toshi said he been on for a while. Oh, you on Facebook, YouTube? Child. Miss Yolanda said he's too old. Ah! Miss Brown said you too old for her. She 55. Well, go ahead then. I know that's right. Miss Wanda said, "Hey, Mika and chat. What we talking about? Hope is this little fake shit that I was." No, I gotta catch you up on that, Miss Wanda. No, but we're talking about what men actually look for when they're looking for a relationship. So hello, Timberly. Miss Timberly said too young, but hello. Okay. All right. Well, I think they're all around the same age range. Ms. Deborah said, Is it by choice that you're single or circumstances?"
Um, choice, I would like to think. By choice.
He says by choice he will like to think. Hello, Miss Renee. Miss Renee said, "Does Mr. It's Gun has a type? Do you have a type?" I
Ab-
ain't got no type. He said bad chicks is the only thing that he like. You got a
Absolutely.
type?
Absolutely.
What's your type?
What you just said.
Miss Florida Red says, "I have a 40-year-old daughter and I like you are ready for a son-in-law. My birthday is 11/8. Just a little icebreaker." All right then. Hey Tasha baby. You can we tell them how we met or you to TMI?
Nah, I mean, it ain't like that. You know what I'm talking about? Go
No,
ahead.
no, it definitely ain't like that. But I ain't know if you want, what you did sometimes out there or whatever.
It's fine.
Okay, so um my best friend who came on here before with the taught you all the stock market, he used to have a company called the Gap Experience, and he used to throw parties on the weekend, and it was kind of bridging the gap between African Americans and the African dysphoria. And I used to run his like money part on the weekend for his events, his day parties. And Mr. Gunn, I had the pleasure of him protecting me on the weekend. So he stood beside me on the weekend for a couple of years and protected me. And we built a close friendship over the years of him actually protecting me. And that's how we got really, really close. He was my sidekick. We got to the point where we can just make eye contact, and if I didn't like something to somebody, we can just look at each other, and it was a done deal. So that's how we met, and it was on from there. So that's how we built our friendship. Strong young man, strong as an ox. So, ladies, he can protect you, honey. Okay, Miss Wanda said my blind ass can barely see him. Miss Wanda, where your glasses? Um, hey, sis. Miss Sylvia says, has he seen the star of this show? She's a bad chick. Maybe we can help her out. Don't do it. Don't do it, Miss Sylvia. Hello, Miss Shirley. Auntie Shirley. Uh, I am Michelle said, are you looking for your forever person or do you just want to date or see where it goes?
Both.
He says both. Both, both, both. Let me see what these nuts and nuts. It says comments turned off. What? Child, let me paste this link in here because hold on. Where is he at? I don't know where he at. Let me send this to him too. Child, when we get a certain age, baby, we act a little special. Okay, I just sent them the StreamYard link. I don't know what to. Um, Miss Deborah says, "What are some things that women do that?" Hold on, Miss Deborah. I got that as a question. So hold on, Miss Florida Red says, he may need to audition for Ready to Love since he's ready and still single. I love that show. I am ready for love. Hello, Willie. Willie, 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 Willie. All right, let me see. I don't know what they doing. I gave them clear instructions of how to get here with a turn their blinker on at. Okay, somebody in the back. Hold on. All right. My God, my God, my God, my God. Welcome
Hello.
to Tamika's Cabaret. Do you want to introduce the cousins, who you are, sir?
Hello, everyone. Tochi from Dallas, Texas.
And one second. Hello, beautiful blossoms. Cousin, please welcome in Miss Beautiful Blossom. And what is your age and which cousin are you? Are you the single one, the married one, or who are you?
I am the married one.
Oh, you the married. All right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All righty. All right. You found your way.
Found my way finally.
You found your way, baby. All right. This is my other homeboy. Who are you? Introduce yourself to the cousins. Who are you, baby?
I'm Wasim. That's it. Shit, I'm Wasim.
Which one are you? Who you be?
I'm a single guy.
He the single one. All right. So, um, just to throw a little razzle dazzle on Mr. Toshi's, just to pop his wife collar just a little bit. Mr. Toshi's wife is a physician, so just to pop her collar a little bit. You know, he married a boss. He's a boss himself. All of these gentlemen are bosses themselves, but just to pop her collar, she's a physician. So, but gentlemen, are we ready to rumble? Hold
Let's
on,
go.
who in the back? Who in the back? Oh, here we go.
Hmm.
We are present. Hey, you got your drink and your two
Always.
step. Can you introduce yourself to the cousins, please?
um, Mr. E. I'm the newlywed and divorcee.
Okay.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So y'all ready to rumble?
Yes, we are.
All right, okay,
Do your thing.
gentlemen. If you can please mute your mics until I call your name. All right, so everybody's gonna get their turn. If you don't feel like answering something, just say you don't want to answer. It's just as simple as that. All right, question number one. We're going to start with the top with Mr. Well, Gun. What do you think about women overall? Like, what is your overall perception of a woman?
So my overall perception of women, I feel women are beautiful. To be honest with you, I honestly feel like women are priceless. To find a good one is a good thing. Just in general, but I also feel like the right woman can make you rich. A certain woman can make you poor. They're dangerous. But just in general, overall, I feel like women are powerful, beautiful, strong, like good things.
All right, baby. All right, Toshi, baby, you up next.
Yeah. Obviously, I feel like women, men and women were created for each other. So I feel uh, a woman complements a man. It's his better half. Uh, especially when you have the right person in your life. I feel basically, I don't understand gender wars because, yeah, I feel these days a lot of people are so focused on what they're getting out of a situation or how does this benefit me, and they don't take the time to value, you know, a woman or a man as a partner.
Okay. Mr. E. Boo, what you got for me, baby?
So I look at women as, like you said, the yin to the yang, the significant other, the priceless treasure that most men are looking for. Like you said, the right one can empower a man, the wrong one can break one completely down. I mean, there's a multitude of different facets you can look at as far as your counterpart. And with the right woman, you can go really far.
What thing, baby?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So to me, women are life. So what I mean by that is, what I'm saying, women give life and they can take life. And it works the same way in relationships. She can breathe life into you or she can suck it all out of you. It just depends on the woman and, her mindset, and it depends on the actions of the man and his mindset. So all in all, I look at women as if you find the right woman for you who fit all of the right tangibles for you, she is a prize. She is the goal. She is meant to be kept. She is meant to be your partner. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I guess like everybody else has said, women are, oh shit, women are life. You know what I'm saying? In the end of it, to me.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit because I don't want y'all to, keep going in order. So I'm gonna go to Boo. Um, what are the qualities that you look for in a woman, or since you are married, what was the qualities that you look for when you were courting your wife or when you were in search of your wife?
So to be honest, like I said, I was divorced, and I really wasn't in the process of looking for anything. I had been married for 4 years, and I was in the process of just saying I was never going down that road again. I just happened to stumble across my wife. We met on social media, like most. Got to know each other. For the most part, her little quirkiness and my anal retentiveness kind of clicked. At the end of the day, she found something in me that she felt like she didn't want to live without. At the end of the day, I looked at it as she was something that I needed to know more about. So I changed all my attributes and I changed all my focus from what I was doing to putting more into her. And that's how I ended up getting married. Um, what I was looking for, honestly, I'm a father first. So at the end of the day, my two girls are the world to me. So before I even brought anybody around my kids, I needed a woman who literally knew how to be a woman. I needed a woman who know how to be a mother. I needed a woman who know how to be business minded. I needed a woman who knew how to actually be a homebody, somebody who actually knew how to take forth as far as the home goes. At the end of the day, with the businesses that I run, I'm not always home, and having to be with somebody that literally couldn't understand what I do and how I do it was a big issue for me. It was a huge red flag. So for the longest, I wasn't looking for anybody. I was just happy dating. But here we are, 2022, and I'm 2 years in married.
Okay. Why you take your prescriptions, uh Gun, I'll let you get your medication together. Toshi, uh what were the qualities you were seeking when you were looking for your wife?
So, like, I think I came from a similar situation as a previous gentleman. I wasn't, this is my first marriage, but I came out of, you know, long-term relationship where I thought we were going to end up together. But, you know, at that point, it felt like I was forcing something that wasn't meant to be. And, you know, that when that relationship ended, I really thought, I had made a mistake. I wasn't looking for anybody. I was just, you know, going with the flow. But then, you know, you, I met my wife at that time, and she was like the total opposite of what I used to date. Like she was more of a homebody. You know, she she just loved to travel and go out to eat, and she really opened up to new experiences. Um, I'm a very career-driven person, so I needed to, have someone that was nurturing, but also understood what it was to actually go out and build her own career and push herself and things like that. And I also wanted to make sure that I had someone that, um, you know, if God forbid something happened to me tomorrow, I would know my kids were taken care of, or, I just needed certain personality traits. I didn't want someone that was wasteful. I wanted someone that was good with managing money. I wanted someone that was basically shared the dreams I had for starting a family, and she checked all those boxes. And I found myself, not wanting to get married after that last relationship, but I ended up, here today, and I don't regret it 9 years later.
Okay. All right. Gun. Uh, Puff Puff. Pass to somebody else, and please answer the question. Gun. Child.
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, ask me, please.
What qualities do you look for in a woman?
So, the qualities I look for in a woman, I look for to like date and settle down. I look for a strong woman. I look for a woman who is a leader. I like an alpha woman, to be honest with you. Um, but also like a feminine woman. So not so alpha. She's masculine. You know what I'm saying? I like a very feminine woman. Um, I like for a woman who demands respect, so she places boundaries in a way. So every man isn't, super friendly or flirtatious with her. Every man doesn't feel like having that boundary with her. And all, but for myself, I think I look for compatibility. At the end of the day, I look for somebody who's super compatible with me. In my head, I've never been married or anything like that, so I may still romanticize relationships. You know what I'm saying? So from my perspective, I'm looking for my best friend. Like that's what I understand. It's somebody you're gonna be with forever. You know what I'm saying? Supposedly gonna raise your family with. This is your queen, your mate. So I'm looking for somebody who I want to be around every day and who wants to be around me every day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm first and foremost looking for compatibility, and I don't know how if that's the right thing or wrong thing, but yeah.
Okay. Um, Wasim just said his connection. He's at work. He work on mines out in the middle of nowhere. He said his connection was too bad to it kept freezing up, so he's just gonna stay down. To answer Curtis' question, I did look for some older gentlemen to come on. Older gentlemen is not really that I know is not into YouTube and Facebook and things like that. They wasn't willing to come on. I did ask. Um, 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 um. Hello, Auntie R. Hello, Glam the Gam. Everybody, please welcome in Glam the Gam. Hello, Miss Darlene. The oldest on the panel, I think, is Boo. How old are you?
40.
I think will be Toshi, but only by 1 year. He's only 41. Um, hell, I'm the oldest one on the panel. All right. So this is a question that I see often. Curtis says, let them know that if God didn't send her to you, it ain't going to work, especially gold digging women can make a good man go bad. Well, I know for sure that Boo and Toshi women are definitely not gold digging women. They have great women. So um, in the bedroom, what do y'all want from women in the bedroom? And how do you deal with a woman that has a sex drive that's not equal to yours? Let's start with Boo.
There's no such thing. It's like any recipe. When you start with something, you start with what you know. As time goes on, you perfect it to make it as best as you possibly can. So that's the
Okay, what do you mean by there's no such thing?
so you said a sex drive is not as matched as mine. If we both start off, let's say we start off at a level 4, 9 times out of 10, depending on the length of time we have together, we'll both reach that level 10. It's literally, it's just like I just said, it's just like a recipe. You start off with basic ingredients, and the more and more you get to making it, the more and more you get to try different things to see if you can make it a little bit better. So that's literally how I look at it as. Again, there's, like I said, there's no such thing.
Because I know that there's different things that play with women's sex drives. There can be illnesses. There can be she can be pregnant. Could be different things. The reason why she's not sexually invested in the relationship. So how do you deal with that?
So let's see. My first wife, when she became pregnant, she wasn't interested in sex that often, and it's multitudes and it's levels to just having sex. It's not always about plain intercourse. At the end of the day, you can push it to other boundaries, push it to other limits, to the point where I even went as far as learning how to do um, what is it called? Ringiki massages to stimulate her mind, stimulate her body to the point to getting her to climax in certain levels. Again, it's all about what you plan on putting into the actual situation. It just depends on the actual recipe. Again, everybody's different, so nobody's sex is going to be the same. It shouldn't be the same. So whether I'm over the edge or whether she's over the edge, at one point in time, those paths do cross. And when they do cross, that's when you take advantage of the situation.
Okay, Toshi,
Yeah. Um,
what
I,
you smiling for?
I, again, I feel his opinion is that of someone who's newlywed. Uh,
Yeah, cause that's why I was like, "What you mean?" Cause baby, I was married for 10 years, and that ain't how any of this work. Well, go ahead,
it's
pop
not
off.
sustainable long term. It's not. It's not sustainable long term. So, I mean, it's well documented. Women go through biological changes. Men go through biological changes. The having two people's sex drive line up for the entire time of their marriage, it it's going to be hard. If you have kids, hormones get involved. If someone has a busy career, you know that also happens. So again, 5, 10 years down the line in your marriage, you're gonna be doing massages for 2 hours to try to get
And
somebody
she be sleep.
so sleep. So again, I don't, I just think no one really knows what they're kind of getting into until they get there. There's really no set formula as to how to navigate it. You know, you can say, "Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this," but marriage, it's complex, and everybody thinks it's this perfect situation. That it's not. You just got to try and make it work. If someone's not in the mood, you have to try to understand why they're not in the mood. So,
And you can't force somebody not to be in the mood, no matter how many massages, foot rubs, mind tricks you try
right,
to play or whatever. If they're not in the mood, they're just simply not in the mood.
Right.
and that's that. But this is the reason why we have these conversations, because different strokes for different folks. Your situation may be totally different than the situation over here, but this is the reason why I want to have these type of conversations, so we can talk about these different type of things, because it's no one trick pony.
Yeah. So I mean, you can communicate with your partner about your needs. And the person can try to meet you halfway, or like if maybe you're in the mood, 4 or 5 times a week, and your partner is in the mood, once or twice, or once, every 2 weeks. Maybe y'all can try to compromise and meet somewhere in the middle. You know, it's just about finding balance. And then, hey, if that doesn't work, there's always, Pornhub or whatever else you got to do.
I agree with you. That's why I said when the paths cross, because I'm not gonna lie, my wife is 10,
And
15 times a week. I can't. I got too much on my mind. It doesn't go that way for me. But again, when the paths cross, you
yeah,
make do with the situation. But other than that, you just
yeah,
make, like you said, you just make it, just go for the run.
yeah, that is true. So it's not ideal. You just kind of have to hope you have an understanding partner that understands your needs aren't being met, and yeah, I can try to find middle ground.
And not to say your situation is not true for your life. That's your life and your relationship. You know what I'm saying? That's your, what I'm saying, that's true for you. But Gun, what's your you remember the question, baby?
No, restate it, please.
Jesus be offense. Wh- What what do you want from a woman in bed, and how do you deal with the woman when y'all don't have equal sex drives?
So, how do I deal with a woman without the equal sex drive? I'm gonna answer it like everybody else. Um, um, I really just try to come to, like you say, come to some understanding of what's going on. Like for instance, I've had women with much higher sex drives. You know what I'm saying? And there's been time women who really don't have as high of a sex drive. So I think you just kind of come to that understanding of meeting in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Um, but well, I haven't had that problem to be honest with you, where I can't keep up. So I kind of don't know how to answer that question, and I'm single, so I don't get the problem of I just can't have sex for long periods of time. You know what I'm saying? If it's like that for me, so I really don't run into that. To be honest with you. In bed, what kind of woman do I like? I like a woman who is really open and kind of sexually uninhibited. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like. I like for a woman who is really honest about what her likes are, what her kinks are, what her stuff is, and feels good enough to express that to me so I can understand that, communicate that to me. So that's what I like.
Okay, I'm sorry. So what are some of the things women do that annoys the heck out of you all? And I'm gonna start with you, Gun.
Thank you. So some things that annoy the heck out of me. So if I'm on a date with a woman and she's on her phone, basically not paying me attention, if whatever is going on in her life is that much more attention, that's an issue with me. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's a respect your time thing. So just like a woman who is who's late, you know what I'm saying, and doesn't give you the proper courtesy in that. Somebody who doesn't even try, you know, not respecting my time is huge for me, and just not giving me that time that irks the mess out of me.
Okay. Toshi.
I just, well, I guess people that are just generally argumentative, to argue, people that I value my peace. Um, it's, maybe it's something I've come to realize as I'm older. You know, I won't excuse. I don't understand excusing someone's looks for bad behavior and things like that.
Mean people. You don't like mean people.
Yeah, I feel again, regardless of what you have, whoever you are, you should be able to treat people with common courtesy. And, I think you should be able to treat a janitor with the same respect that you treat a CEO. So, yeah, and people that just generally have bad attitudes or, are rude, I can't see that.
Okay, E, what up?
Like I said, like he said, I don't like people who don't respect my time. Time is money for me. So if you gonna waste it one way or another, you're gonna pay for it. That's a big no no for me.
Okay. All right. What are the first things that you found or find attractive when you found your mate? Like, what was the first thing that drew your attention to your wife? I kind of think I know, E, what you gonna say. That booty, that big old booty. But I don't know about you, Toshi, or maybe it's your wife ass. Maybe I'm just being vain and said your white booty, but maybe it's her ass. E. What was it? Cause you ain't see her booty first. What was
No, I didn't see her booty first, like you said.
it?
She's low key a nerd. Like she's a out cold Star Trekkie. She's a out cold Trekkie. She's a nerd. Like
Is she okay?
a real freaking nerd. Like she dreams of going to Yumacon. She wants to go to a Star Trek convention. She's a nerd, and the amount of priceless knowledge that she has is what made us connect in the first place. I mean, she's attractive as hell, but it was the fact of the way she talks, the way she carries herself, the way she converses about life, about television, things of that nature. That's what drew me to her. I mean, I keep a beautiful woman around me. That's just out of habit. But to have somebody that I can call my own, no, it had to be a lot more than just that. She's a nerd. It's
Kept her around. I said was the first thing that drew you to her.
her nerdiness.
Okay, all right, Toshi, what was it for you, babe?
Probably how she treated people. So it was I think we met at a church picnic, and
Uh-oh. The Christian Church of let me stop.
anyway, yeah. So I mean, everyone kind of dined and dashed after the picnic, and she was the only person.
What?
She was the only person that stayed back to clean. So we just started talking while she was cleaning.
Okay, let me read some of the comments. Miss Kim said, wait a minute, did I hear 10, 15 times a week? So Boo, you said your wife like to pop a thing 10, 15 times a week.
She likes to get it in whenever she can, and for the most part, some weeks her sex drive is extremely high.
Child, bless her heart. All right, Miss Kim. Um, all right, let me see. Miss Ali says, a cheap man is a turn off for me. I like to spoil them and I like to be spoiled in return. I'm with you. Miss Forderett said, okay, I'm back. Had to step away and know I missed some good points. I'll catch what I missed on the replay. Okay. Miss Shalonda says, right, and that's what a lot of men like, a woman with class, dignity, and respect. Hello, Miss Gilda. Miss Forderett said, where's the first guy? Dang, he left the panel. Yeah, he just um yeah, he just texted me and said his phone died. Okay. So, what are um what are some major turnoffs? Boo, you can go. What are some major turnoffs for you?
Selfishness, um, unnecessary spoiledness, and my biggest one, and this is real funny for me. I don't like a woman that's too vain. If you take so much pride in your appearance, I can't. It just it does just it doesn't sit right with me.
Okay. What about you, Toshi?
Uh, I think people that are just generally selfish, like um, people that constantly take, and don't get anything in return. Um, it's also a turnoff when a woman feels like she's doing you a favor, like she doesn't see the value in the union versus, um, you know, she feels like, okay, I'm the prize. Granted, men are supposed to chase women, but there should still be some sort of reciprocation there that says, okay, I just appreciate this man as well. That's that's a big one for me. And then I don't I don't really like people that are too materialistic.
Let me tell you something, you all cousins. These men are very, very generous and very caring and very good friends. These are the gentlemen that will call and check up on me, will make sure that I'm good, and don't want anything, is not nothing other than making sure that I'm good. And these are the type of men that you want around, because they don't want nothing from you other than to make sure that you are okay. Like, they are very genuine good men. So their wives are very lucky to have them, and vice versa. So what are some of the red flags? Like, what are some of y'all red flags that you like? Nope. Okay, that's sign number one. Toshi, you first.
I don't know why I had to go first. I'm a bit rusty. It's 9 years, 9 years. But I don't like when people don't have goals for themselves. Um, Someone that just is not good with kids, or you know it just generally doesn't care about others. That's a huge red flag for me. Understand, to be a work in process.
He big on me, like, so when you going back to school? So what's next? Like, so what you gonna do? So what that's him. That's your friend that's gonna get that whip out on you. So what you got next? So
Yeah,
what's up? That's him.
yeah. I mean, I like when people have a plan. It could be a plan in process, but at least be working towards something. Even you know, you stop growing when you stop trying. No matter what you have, or no matter where you are, always keep trying to keep growing.
Okay, boo.
My red flag was people who didn't understand that I have to work. At the end of the day, I get it. Everybody has their little selfish moments, and you feel as though it's about you. But I'm a father first of two little girls. I have to work. So if you gonna put me in a predicament in a situation that make me choose between hanging out with you and working, I'm taking my ass to work. Just being honest.
Okay, this question was actually for uh the little single heads, but I'm just gonna throw it out here because maybe sorta kinda, maybe it was a thought. any ever talks of open relationship, poly, anything like that in you all's relationship? Either one of you.
Yes, a couple of times.
Okay, you care to explain or
So,
no?
um, of course, we both have extensive friends on both of the opposite sex. At one point in time, she literally asked me, would it be an option or should it be an option for us to have an open relationship? Nothing upon the guidelines of any infidelity or things of that nature. It was just a simple fact that with the way our schedules were going, we weren't really spending that much time with one another. She was feeling lonely, and at one point in time, because our schedules were colliding the way they were, I was feeling lonely as well. So she felt like that might be something that we needed to actually go into much more detail about. But after having a long discussion about it and discussing all the the facets behind it, the rules and things of that nature, we kind of put that back on the back burner and decided that we want to push a little bit more between the two of us to make more time for just us.
Okay. Toshi?
Like, hasn't been a topic for me.
I could have answered that one, but okay. Hello, Miss Laverne. Hello, Miss Lily. Let me read some comments. Um, Believer of Christ says a woman should never have to have money, decorate herself, keep up with the Joneses, or keep up with anything worldly, carnal to be loved by a man. Worldly ways of being a woman isn't what God intended. Miss Sylvia said, wow, that was a shocking. A believer of Christ says a woman is precious even if she has nothing. If she's a godly woman and lives her life to impress the Lord, then naturally that will impress a real man. That's all that matters. Okay. So, um, what will, oh, since I'm talking to married men, what is the glue that holds you all relationships together? What is the foundation of you all marriages? Like, what? I know it's not looks, I know it's not money. What holds you all marriages together? Toshi.
I think communication, shared interests, shared goals, family, everything.
And just to mention, Toshi and his wife just opened their second practice in Dallas. So that is something to be very proud of. Um I will have the details for you all tomorrow. They just opened their second location. So I'm very, very proud of them for that. She's an awesome doctor out of Dallas, Texas. And so he's an engineer, she's a doctor. So I'm very, very proud of them. Boo, what is the
Um,
glue that holds your marriage together?
our friendship. It started off as us being friends, and at the end of the day, that's what holds us together. I mean, we're friends first. We have that shared respect between the two of us to the point where our communication has always been open. Even though our goals don't always necessarily align the same way, we understand that and we still support one another just like you would your best friend. So that's the foundation that holds us together. It's literally our friendship.
Okay. Welcome, Mr. Ronnie and Mr. Brian. Mr. Ronnie says, all right, fellas, put it out there. Let them know the truth in us men and our demands of women should occur when a woman is truly submissive. Mr. Brian and Mr. Ronnie, if you want to join the panel, you're more than welcome to come up. Okay. What are you all? What are you? What are y'all insecurities? Hey, sis. What are your insecurities? Boo, you can go first.
My insecurities, hell, I'm height deficient. I'm only 5'9", so anybody that's over taller than me has always been a concern for me. I mean, hell, my wife's baby daddy is 6'2". Me and him may not be on the same tier, and I may be league smarter than him, but hell, he has height on me. So, hey, it's one of those things.
Okay, Toshi.
I'll say the same thing too. I'm 5'9". I wish I had a couple of inches more, like 4 or 5 inches. I'd be good. But
Okay.
it's still,
Um, how did you all know that your wives were the one? Like, how did you know, okay, I'm done. I don't need nobody else. Put all the chicks in the bag and put them in the trash. She is the one. Boo.
We were, I want to say we was in Cozumel. We were in Cozumel, and of course she put it on Facebook, and she was just having the best time ever. And as we were talking on the beach, she was like, I've been here before, and I swear to God, this is the most fun I've ever had. And I'm thinking to myself, like, we're not even doing nothing. We're just sitting on the fucking beach. And the look on her face, the reaction from her body, the energy she was given, at that point in time, I was like, yep, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. This is the goal. Every chance I get, every moment I take, every breath I breathe, I want to make a plan to make her feel like this all the time. And I've been pushing for it ever since.
Okay. Um, Toshi.
I think for me, so we were long distance at the time, and just noticed, each time we would spend time together and she would leave, and for days I would just be moping, or I'd go to work, and at work I would just be daydreaming about the next time, you know, going to see each other, and I thought about like all my past relationships, and you know, I dated a lot, before I settled down, and I was like, I don't think I've ever been this way about anybody before. Something about her just being my peace. Like I felt with her, she would always have my back regardless of, you know, whatever was true. And it was just like, it came to a point where like, I needed her in my life. Like I didn't just want her, I needed her in my life. And that was how I knew it was.
All right now. Hey, pretty little butterfly. And who else came in? Hey, sea soil and sunshine. Okay, so this is a big question. So a lot of stuff been going on lately with people's family. So how much of a role do your wife's family play in y'all lives? Like, was that a deal breaker for you all if you didn't get along with your wife's mothers and fathers or sisters and brothers? Like, how much of a role did that play and you making the decision on marrying their daughters. And I know how much family means in the African culture, like that it's kind of different than African Americans per se. So I want to start with Toshi.
Yeah, I think so for the most part when I first started dating my wife, um my mother-in-law wasn't a fan. Her dad was cool, but so something about Nigeria, I'm Nigerian by the way, but something about Nigeria is they have different tribes that speak different languages, and uh, then there was a civil war between the tribes, and so there's always been that beef, you know, between tribes for a long time. So my wife's from a different tribe that I am. So mom did not like me, you know, right from day one, even though she never actually gave me a chance or tried to get to know me. So at some point, I mean, we actually broke up over it. And, because I was like, I don't want to make you choose between me and mom. And when I guess she ended up putting pressure on her mom, to say, hey, we gotta, I really like this guy. I'm going to end up with him. You have to start
Excuse me,
thinking,
what is your wife?
what is she?
Yeah, what tribe?
Yoruba.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, she ended up, putting pressure on her mom, and we kind of reconciled, and, you know, I had to sit down with her mom to, her dad really didn't care. He's laid back, he's chill. But we had to sit down and said, hey, I'm not, you have to kind of put let the past be the past. But if, I'm going to end up with your daughter, I need to get your blessing. And eventually, I think she went along because she wanted to make her daughter happy. And so these days we're cordial. I mean, I wouldn't say we're besties, but we can get together for Thanksgiving and, and you know, nobody with anybody's head off.
So you Igbo? You Igbo?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Okay, you boo?
Um, in the
You
beginning, there was a little animosity between her siblings and me. As you know, I sometimes for some odd reason everybody says I come off standoffish. I'm just confident in what I say. And she knew that, but they looked at it as me boasting or bragging along those guidelines, which I didn't see I was. So for the longest time, I just kind of stayed mute to the situation. I mean, she's my sunshine, so I just stayed in the shadow. Um, as far as my family situation goes, um, my brothers would never speak illy of her. My mother tends to test any woman that's in front of her, and my wife already knows that she's not about to go head to head with my mother. She'll literally just exit from the situation. So, with that being stated, the relationship between them is fine. The relationship between me and her siblings, we see each other, we speak, we leave it at that. Her mother looks at me as the son she's always wanted, which kind of sort of makes her older brother pissed off from time to time, but that's by his own accord.
so your mom likes to have like a power struggle with your women? Is that what it is, or
My mother has everybody who comes around my mother treats her like a mother, except for me. The conversations between me and my mother, you would never have thought this woman was my mother. She treats me like I'm her brother. And the women my brothers have been with all look at my mother as a role model, whereas the women I've been with just look at her. She's not a. I mean, I love my mother to death, but she's not the shiniest coin in the bag. My wife does respect her, and as she should. But as far as what the other girls do that my brothers deal with, nah, we don't, we don't jive in that way. My baby brother, his baby mothers, um, shit, they look at my mama for everything. They call her for everything. I talk to my mother once a week. That's just the relationship we've have. Like I said, I don't say I don't look at her as a mother, but she's always treated me like a brother. She calls me for advice. She calls me for um legal counsel. She calls me for any type of information she doesn't really know about to get clarification. Other than that, that's about it. My wife, she calls my wife for any medical advice she may need. She calls my wife for any trip advice. What's the best places to go? What's the best hotels to be at? How you need to travel in this island versus this island, things of that nature.
So
Other
are
than
you
that,
kind of saying like your brother's girlfriends them are kind of like easily impressed, and your wife is kind of like more seasoned, and so therefore, or your brother's girlfriends maybe lack a mother figure, and so they gravitate towards your mom.
that part,
Okay.
they lack
Oh,
a lot. And
okay.
what they lack, they go and try to get it from my mother, and she facilitates it. Whereas my wife doesn't need to do that.
And so she's kind of like, okay, I have a mom and all of that. I don't really need that, but I'm going to respect you as his mom. But I have my own mother.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
honestly,
need a teaching basically from you, but I'm going to respect you.
yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
Okay, Mr. Willie, what do you mean about what about the husband's family? Let me know what you mean about that. Mr. Ronnie says, fellas got a cool beard. I need that look myself. Mr. Ronnie says, honestly, moms are like gold, so y'all better be good to moms, guys. Hello, Miss Janice. I don't think they're saying that he's not saying he's being good to his mom. I don't think he's saying that. Okay, so my question is, how can a woman or how can women build a safe haven for a man to be comfortable with expressing his emotions? Because we all know, like, a lot of men have a problem with coming out and expressing themselves. So how can women build that safe haven, that safe space for men to feel comfortable to be able to do that? Or does that come with time and trust? Uh, Toshi.
Yeah, I think it definitely comes with time and trust. Um, I mean, when if you pay attention to social media and things like that, you constantly see women try to, either demean men for either expressing emotions or saying, oh, things like, hey, you're going to argue with a woman, or you're going to, act like a woman, or this and that. Or, things like um, when certain women don't share the same opinion that you do, then they'll say things like, "Oh well, a real man should do this, and a real man should do that." Well, what you're doing, in the sense when you do that is you're pushing people further in their shell, because again, when someone tries to come out and be their real self and you go on the attack, they're going to crawl back in their shell. And so I think it it will take a lot of trust for them to finally relax and open up and say, okay, this is what I really feel. Because uh, I think for most men, they feel, they feel uneasy being open because they fear the attacks that come afterwards.
Okay. All right.
Like he just said, most men don't do it because they fear the attacks that come afterwards. Every man has always been with that one woman that they put so much trust in, and then soon as the situation went bad, everything that he opened up to her about, she turned around and she attacked him with it.
use it against them. Okay.
At the end of the day, if you want a man to open up to you, just like with women, when you put yourselves out there like that, you want that comforting, you want that support. You got to give that same thing that you want. That way he knows it's cool to do so.
Mm-hmm. I understand, Mr. Ronnie. Mr. Ronnie says, I know. I'm just speaking of the whole world in general to love their moms. I understand, Mr. Ronnie. Miss Annette says, hey, Mika, I'm definitely going to watch the replay. Thank you so much, Miss Annette. Okay, so what is you all's love language? Is it words of affirmation? Is it acts of service, gifts, quality time? Is it touch? Boo, you go first.
Giving or receiving?
What is your love language? Do
My
you
lo-
like words of affirmation? Do you like quality time? Do you like touch? Do you like receiving gifts? Do you like um
So
I like
huh?
touch.
You like touch. Okay. For you, Toshi.
touch too, touch and maybe quality time.
Okay. Okay, Toshi, how do you resolve conflict within your relationship?
So again, that's a tough one because we have two different styles of communication, and I mean this was something we kind of learned before we got married. We did like the whole premarital counseling and things like that. Typically, I don't like to raise my voice. I don't like to yell. I don't like to, I don't like to argue. And so when things get bad, I typically shut down. Um, my wife is the total opposite. When something happens, she wants to address it there and then, and even if it gets into a shouting match, that's her method of communication. So what we figured was we had a compromise. So I typically need time to cool off, and she wants answers here and there. So instead of me taking, a whole day to cool off, we say, okay, we're going to set a time limit. You know, have 30 minutes to cool off or an hour to cool off, and then we're going to talk about this in an hour. One thing I've learned also is you have to learn to pick your battles. Because again, you sit down and you think about what you're fighting about. Maybe you think about it a week or two down the line. Sometimes you don't even remember what you're fighting about.
Right,
That's how
right,
consequential it is. You know,
right,
hey, you left the comforter on the couch. You didn't pick up, and that turns into a huge argument. So,
right,
now I have learned to actually only argue or kind of bring up things that I know really matter to me. Uh,
right.
so yeah, it's just all about picking your battles and then kind of understanding how each other communicates, and then you have to talk it out. That's it.
For you, boo.
Like you said, pick your battles. All fights don't need to be fought. At the end of the day, you can just hear her out and just nod and keep it moving. At the same time, hell, she does me the same way. I can be upset about something. I'll get mad about it. She'll look at me for a second and be like, "You need some time to yourself." Like right now, I'll be sitting at the bar until I cool off, and then start back up like nothing else happened. You learn to pick your battles. There's too much energy that's expended that doesn't need to be, that should be going to something else. So choose wisely.
Right. Hello, Miss Shonda. Miss Florida Red said, very refreshing and interesting to hear answers from a male point of view. Great content, Mika. Thank you, Miss Florida Red. Okay, just a couple more questions and I'm going to let you gentlemen go to bed. How can we get men to open up? Uh, how can we get you all to open up more? Like, what can we do as women to make you all feel comfortable with opening up and expressing yourselves just a little bit more to us? Or does that also come with time? Boo.
It comes with time, it comes with patience. At the same time, every man is different. You need to learn your individual. If you don't know who you're dealing with, how do you expect them to open up?
Excuse me one second. Good night, Mr. Ronnie. Thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm sorry, Boo. Go ahead, baby.
You got to learn to know your mate. Figure out their love language. Figure out what makes them tick to see what you can do to actually help them open up. Everybody's guarded, especially during this time and age. So you got to take the time to actually learn the person.
Okay. For you, Toshi?
Yeah, I think it just comes with time and trust. Again, you're most likely dealing with someone that has had their trust broken in the past by them opening up. So you just have to give them time, you know, for them to trust you and to get that feeling that you're not going to do the same thing, others in the past have done. You just
Okay. Did you always want to be married? Toshi.
Yep. My parents have been married for 43 years. Pretty much everyone around me has been married for a long time. It's just my culture. Um, but yeah, I mean, I always knew I was going to be married. Um, I just again that was this is not a knock on people that are single parents, but I just felt it was going to be easier for me to raise my child in a two-parent household. You know, it can be household, but it definitely is easier when it's two parents and you guys are on the same page. I knew I always wanted kids. I love kids, and so that was never in question for me.
Okay, Boo. I know that you say you didn't want to get remarried again. You didn't, you was done with this. So, when you met
What
your wife or whatever, you said you knew you wanted to do it again when you was in Cozumel. You said that's when you knew like you was going to give it another shot. Okay.
initially I didn't want to get married. I married my first wife because again I had a feeling in my stomach like, yeah, I can't let this one go, and that was like the only thing I could figure out or think of to actually prove to that woman that I was serious. But initially, hell no, I didn't want to get married. I think my first marriage was at 28. I was fine. No.
Hello, I'm here for at 74, baby. Okay. Well, cousins, I want you to do me one favor before we get out of here. Yesterday was Toshi's birthday. Please do me a favor and let's wish Mr. Toshi a happy birthday. Please, in the comments, let's wish Mr. Toshi a happy birthday. And gentlemen, I thank you all for joining me tonight. I thank you all for bringing me you all's perspective and you all's experiences. I love you both from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you all perspective and the way you all think. Y'all know y'all mean the world to me. And I just appreciate y'all being here with me tonight and taking the time out y'all day just to appease little old me. But I am finished for tonight, and I will be getting on y'all nerve bright and early tomorrow morning. But we are done here. Hello, I'm Larita. Yeah, we are done here, but I thank you all, cousins, for joining me tonight. I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and I hope you all learned just a little something from these wonderful gentlemen tonight, cousins. They said thank you all so much. Yes, Miss Larita, you gotta catch the replay. And like I said, I thank you all for taking time out of y'all busy schedules to come here and to share some light with the cousins tonight. And I will see you all cousins very soon. I pray that you all have a peaceful night. Good night.